Among Us might be a really fun game to enjoy with friends, but there are lots of things that can go wrong in your gaming experience.
From horrific glitches to horrific public games, today we'll be talking about some of the most terrifying real experiences people have had while playing as we count down the top scary Among Us true stories.
Whoa. Welcome back, my fellow gamers. This is Top 10 Gaming, and I am your host, Amanda McKnight.
And I'm Olivia Kozlowski. Prepare to get scared, and let's get counting.
Woo! Number 10, Ultimate Imposter. Anybody else get this weird glitch? In the role selector, it showed me as a crewmate, but all by myself with no imposters text anywhere to be seen. Then I get in the game and I can kill people and vent, but also do and complete the supposed fake tasks. And when I get voted out, the game said I was not the imposter. In my own opinion, this is me talking now, Amanda, possibly what is happening here is there was some kind of miscommunication and the game was set up to not reveal whether or not someone was an imposter upon being ejected, which can happen in the game. You can put that as a setting. But it could also just be a really creepy glitch that only really favors the imposter, making it easier for them to blend in and kill. Not even they are considered an imposter to themselves. They didn't even know. They did go on to say in the comments on this post though that after they were voted out, the game continued as the game itself didn't seem to recognize them as the imposter. So everyone just basically ran around for 20 minutes and eventually completed all their tasks. By the way, that's a really long time to take to complete all your tasks. Like if you're just doing that, 20 minutes. Wow.
Moving on to number 9. A player was recording their screen while playing with some friends one day. They had chosen green as their color, but they quickly noticed another player named !!!!!!! who was also green, which shouldn't be able to happen. They asked in the chat if anyone else saw this other green, but no one did. Once the match started, our green followed the other green around the entire time, but every time it came to vote, the other green wasn't in the chat and didn't have a vote. The player was super freaked out and even wrote, "I'm scared" in the chat. Hopefully this was just a strange glitch because my next honest thought is probably a ghost.
Number 8, Unbannable. Earlier today I was hosting a game and all was going well and good until this one person joined a few rounds in. We're just gonna refer to them as a bee emoji. This person literally put a bee emoji, so yeah. So anyway, they start asking which of us is female, and since this had happened already a lot this week, I wasn't having it. I told them if they started that I would ban them. They did it anyway. I tried to ban them, but for some reason couldn't. Don't know if it was a glitch or hacking, but I wasn't amused. I tried to tell them to stop since everyone was telling them to back off. They tried to tell me I sounded like I was into them, which I already clarified I was not. And they wouldn't leave me alone when I asked them to. Everyone was defending me at this point and we all wanted them out, but for some reason we couldn't kick them. Has this happened to anyone else? I don't know how they hacked the game to prevent getting banned and kicked, but it was not only annoying and disruptive, but also kinda scary.
Moving on to number 7. One day a person was playing Among Us with 6 of their friends and they were all just hanging out over Discord. They ended up setting their game to public to let some other people join to spice up their game a bit. After setting the match to public, 4 guys joined the game at the same time, which is fine, but then suddenly those same 4 guys ended up appearing in their Discord server as well, even though they had definitely not been invited. Our player moved to their channel and tried to ask them basically anything of how they got there, but 3 of them immediately muted their mics. The one guy left his on, but all that was heard was his breathing, like it was some sort of horror movie. Our player ended up kicking them out and banning them from the server, which really was the right thing to do when placed in that creepy situation.
Number 6, Stalker Hacker. Was playing Among Us with a few of my family members, then out of nowhere some random people started joining us. One with my IRL name. This happened not once but twice, then another. This time with my sister's real life name. Then my address, then my city, then my state, then my brother's name he uses for his online gaming, who doesn't live anywhere close to me, and he wasn't playing with us. But none of this was him. Bunch of other personal things came up as well. It wasn't any of us, I don't know what's going on, and it's super creepy. WTF is going on?
In our number 5 spot. One day a player was just playing what seemed like a normal round until things started to get a bit strange. There was an emergency meeting called and within seconds the voting just just skipped itself. Later, when a body was reported, the same thing happened where the voting just skipped itself. Another emergency meeting was called and Yellow began spamming the chat with "I am the imposter, vote me out." Our player was about to respond when suddenly they also started spamming the chat with the same message, but they weren't typing or sending anything, so how is this happening? They ended up exiting the game because that was just a little too creepy for them to handle. Maybe it was a glitch, maybe it was a hacker, but either way, I'm sure it left the player spooked.
Number 4, lights out free play. I'm not trying to be edgy or create a mountain out of a molehill, but this afternoon I was playing Among Us free play mode just to try it out, and a weird thing began to happen. The dummy players were paralyzed, stuck in one place as they always are, but suddenly the lights went out. I tried to look it up online later as to why this happened, but I found zero info on it or explanations as to if or how dummy players in Among Us free play even have or get AI built in. Following the lights going out, I attempted to fix them, but the controls kept clicking on and off in the panel, preventing them from doing so. I seriously wanted to record all this, but I thought it would take too much time, and as a result, I just end up getting disconnected anyways, as that can happen when you're inactive for too long in normal play. I went to Nav after, and there I found the yellow dummy player dead. That legit scared the shit out of me. I ran towards the cafeteria, but there was no one, and I backtracked towards Nav again, but still no one. I thought maybe it's a bug or something. Just to see how far this goes, I went into electricity again and found another dead body, but the same color as me. I ran to the emergency meeting button to test what would happen, and all the dummy players voted for me. I didn't know this would happen, and it caught me so off guard that I literally forgot to take a screenshot. That's why I want to know if someone else has also experienced such things in free play mode, or am I the only one to experience this?
In our number 3 spot, today we have a Reddit story. This Reddit story tells the tale of a possible super creepy glitch or feature, depending on how you look at it, I guess. The story says that 10 friends were all playing in a room together and they wanted to see what happened if they just sat in the lobby and did nothing. They thought that they would experiment and see if anything different or unusual happened. Maybe they would get kicked out, or maybe they just would have all wasted some time, but maybe it'll be worth it. All 10 of them just sat in a lobby for 10 minutes waiting until something finally happened. After the 10 minutes, all of the lights ended up shutting down and they heard a voice say, "I just want to go home," and then all of their games crashed. This would be creepy even if I was expecting it to happen, so I can't imagine how creeped out I would be if I had never even heard of this before.
Number 2, Anonymous Creeps. This story is more of a collection of screen caps shared by a young user who basically was harassed in-game, and just reveals how truly scary playing online can be in any game. It's not just the imposter you need to worry about, but the anonymity of other players as well. The user revealed screenshots where usernames have been blurred or scratched out, where other players basically ask her age, her gender, and act and behave strangely and inappropriately toward her. Not only her actually, but at times even other players. In one of these, the experience she recalls happens to be the host player asking her in chat, "Are you a girl?" And she responds, "Yes, why are you asking?" They then demand that she date them. After responding why, she found she was kicked out of the game. She claims to have around 700 screenshots of moments like this from playing on her phone. That to me is one of the scariest true stories of all. Watch yourselves.
And in our number 1 spot today, a streamer named Monity was playing Among Us one day and was one of the imposters. He ended up being the last imposter alive with only 3 players left, and it was voting time during an emergency meeting. Monity ended up being able to fake his innocence so well that the crew voted someone else out. After this vote, the game should have ended, but instead his screen went to a kill screen, and then he ended up dying. Some weird glitch in the game made it so that the streamer ended up taking his own life in a super creepy turn of events. There was even an animation that showed him stabbing himself in the back. It's unlikely that a hacker did this because of the fact that he had admitted to being the imposter after the vote was finished, so someone hopefully wouldn't be petty enough to ruin his win at the very last second when everyone already knew the outcome. Hopefully this was just a one-time creepy glitch.
And before we head out, let's take it to some comments from one of our latest videos, Top 10 Worst Among Us Plays Ever. Smooth Mall Raider comments, "This list is really good. I would suffer fails if I played in the Switch." I mean, we all fail sometimes at Among Us.
Yeah.
It's part of the journey.
Yes.
It's okay, you can fail.
Luker Hero and Pippi says, "Number 1 made me tear up. I felt that pain right there, except I was the one killed and Orange killed me."
Oh.
Yikes.
I mean, yeah, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry for you. Playing Among Us is hard though, so it's okay. Mackenzie Peterson comments, you just killed in front of someone and then blame them and then win.
It's a strategy.
I mean, yeah, you could try that. I feel like it's worked before. I've seen it work before. I've fallen for that before. People have claimed that.
Yeah.
But
and when it happens to you, you're like, what the heck?
Yeah. But you gotta make sure you're never suspicious ever again, because if you are ever sus again, people are immediately gonna be like, well, wait a minute, people said you, so you're out. Not a great long play, I think.
Daniel Lazzarini said, I killed right in the sight of yellow and white and cyan, and they're all like, it can't be black. Black is me. These are brackets. And I'm like, and then there's an emoji.
Oh my goodness. I'm like, I got it. I love it. I love that. That's so great. When people just aren't even paying attention to anything.
Love a sneaky moment.
Oh my goodness. All right, friends. Well, let us know if you've had any scary or weird experiences in Among Us in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been Top 10 Gaming. I'm Amanda McKnight.
I'm Olivia Kozlowski.
Until next time, remember to keep on gaming on.